Now to Kenya, a nation trying to recover from a tainted image following the 2008 post-election violence and now besieged by relentless terrorism threats. East Africa's largest economy is also grappling with the challenges of implementing a new system which calls for sharing resources between the central government and regional areas. In a recent interview, Kenya's Cabinet Secretary of the National Treasury Henry Rotich expressed optimism in his country's economy.
So if you look at it globally, there is some, improved prospects of global growth, particularly in the advanced countries and also sub-Saharan Africa. Actually, sub-Saharan Africa growth is forecast to grow strongly. As you know, Kenya exports a lot to these neighboring countries.
The IMF is saying that the current trend is that the emerging economies are not the ones driving global economic growth. Africa has dropped, actually, which was different 2-3 years ago.
Right. Actually, it has dropped, but it's still a respectable growth. If you look at growth rates of 5% for sub-Saharan Africa is still high compared to what was there historically. Domestically, we see some of the initiatives the new administration is putting in place. You're looking at the agriculture. We've put a lot of emphasis to investment in agriculture, particularly irrigation and other interventions that we are doing there. I think also in the manufacturing and the other sectors are still doing quite well. We've done some quick intervention to deal with the inefficiencies in the port of Mombasa, which is unlocking some of the constraints that are affected the manufacturing, and we think that sector will respond to those interventions. And I think generally the services sector continue to do well, particularly the financial sector, the construction sector, and the transportation sector. The tourism is an area where we are facing a bit of some challenge now, and but we believe that with the intervention we are doing, dealing first with the security and then later deal with the promotion, we should still bring back our tourism.
One of the biggest issues has been around funding the new devolved government, and people have been talking so much about it. Sometimes there's an element of confusion, sometimes it feels like there's a lot of politicking just around that revenue distribution, equitable distribution of this. How are you going about it now as the Secretary of Finance?
The issue that I think has taken a lot of debate is really the division between resources available for the national government and the county government. As you remember, in the last financial year, we had allocated 190 billion Kenya shillings. This year, we have proposed, the next coming year, we propose to increase that by about 226 billion, which we think is fairly a good increase, given the absorption rate now, which so far we've seen that they have not been able to absorb this money fairly quickly because, of course, the challenges of capacity and implementation.
And some have been wondering whether you've streamlined the whole aspect of the ratios and the considerations. What are we looking at? Are we looking at the size of a county? Are we looking at the level of economic development of that county? In terms of percentages, how do we ensure that everybody gets what is fair on account of either their size or their economic status?
The Commission of Revenue Allocation, CRA, has provided a formula of dividing money among the 47 counties. This formula takes up about 45% population, the poverty index of about, I think, 20%, and land mass as the three key criteria, and then I think as a fiscal responsibility. So that has been the approved criteria that has been already passed by Parliament. Now they are redoing that criteria again to improve allocation in going forward.
Well, that was Henry Rotich, Kenya's Cabinet Secretary of the National Treasury.